The Pope is the head of the Catholic Church, but his visit to Iowa back in 1979 drew more than just the faithful of that denomination or even that religion. Everyone just wanted to see him, but only a few were able to talk to him.
Here's what those people remember about that day 45 years ago and what his message was on that field in the middle of Living History Farms.
One of the first things he did was he had a meeting in his house of all the religious leaders of Iowa, and he said, "This is our event."
Being so taken with the interfaith nature.
From all walks of life, Catholics, Protestants, Jews, a vast cross-section of mid-America.
Well, this is a very universal thing, and we're a group from Lincoln, kind of ecumenical. In our car, my wife and I are Jewish. We're traveling with a Catholic couple and their 3 children. We have a Lutheran tennis pro with us, and the Pope's a very universal man.
There was a big banner that was unfurled that said, "Lutherans love the Pope too." I love that because I'm a Lutheran.
Look at that sign, Lutherans like John Paul II. Isn't that great? All right. You're watching the offertory procession.
There was a procession of faithful, various backgrounds, bringing the gifts to the altar.
Included in that procession were fruits of the earth from Iowa. So baskets of corn and baskets of apples and shocks of wheat and so forth. Fruits of the earth and the works of human hands.
When Joe Hayes and his family brought the offertory gifts up, was one of the most touching moments, because he had really, if he hadn't sent the invitation, I just don't think that we would have imagined.
The Holy Father's sitting there like this. Paul just reaches out and takes his hand again, and he said, "God bless you, my son." He got it.
Father John, that's a special moment as we see right now. The family just leaving the altar.
Yes, that's Joe Hayes and his family, and we see that the Holy Father has spent a couple of moments speaking with them and getting to meet all of the family.
You know, and the Pope had such a welcoming way of being.
Dear brothers and sisters in Christ, here in the heartland of America, in the middle of the bountiful fields, at harvest time.
And the line I remember to this day is speaking and describing the farm fields, and you're the
stewards of a gift from God, which was intended for the good of all humanity.
Then the Pope said, "And use them to feed the hungry and starving in the world."
Dave Nixon is used to being on the air, and so he was speaking, a fairly rapid clip, and I saw that the Pope was getting ready to stand up from his chair and do the final prayer of the Mass, but Dave was still talking, and I kept kind of nudging him, and finally he said, "Father John."
Father John, see the Holy Father getting ready to say the concluding prayer.
Let us pray.
And Dave said, "Thank you."
And when the Pope stops like that and looks into the crowd, he's looking at people. This is that communication, that charismatic communication, that ability that he has to look into a crowd of thousands and to be able to touch every one of them.
It was awesome. And,
it was a very prayerful experience in a setting that 2 months earlier nobody could have ever imagined.
As the sun sets on Living History Farms, an unforgettable picture.
It was just joy. It was just like, this should never have happened, and it did. Yeah, it was powerful. And then people just left in silence. You know, walking back to where they'd left their cars or get on the buses that were on the interstate waiting for them,
Yeah, I just thank God. How did this happen? you know. Everything was perfect. Secret Service, the liturgy, the Mass.
And a sense that we each in our own little part contributed to something that was a highlight of prayer and inspiration for hundreds of thousands of people, and that is a lasting memory of faith and inspiration beyond what we ever thought, and still what we can imagine.
And tonight at 10, hear from a few members of a family among the 350,000 people gathered there at Living History Farms, what they had to do to get there that day, and how the experience still affects them to this day. You can also check out all of our stories on the 45th anniversary of the Pope's visit on our website, who13.com.